Hey everyone, what I'm going to be going through now is how to do the measurements that are in my program. What we're going to cover off on is the navel, chest, hip, mid-thigh, gluteal thigh, and upper mid-arm. The hardest thing for you to do will probably be the upper mid-arm, so that's around the bicep that we're going to be trying to do. The rest of them you can do by yourself easy, and if we're missing this one, don't stress too much. I'm going to take you through and show you how to do each one of these. Before we start as well, don't worry too much about whether you're getting this in the exact right spot. What we're looking for is consistency in your measurement. So if you pick a spot, stay with that spot as you keep going, because we're going to look for the trends over time rather than the exact spot where you're going to be measuring. So if you're doing it to yourself, great. Let's start with the navel. So it's pretty much just going to be straight over the navel. I'm going to aim for the top of my navel here. And I'm just going to take the tape measure around the back. It may be easy if you're videoing yourself, so you can check that that's about even across. So I'm measuring around here and I'm 92.5. Next is the chest. So kind of depends where your nipples sit. But where I'm going to look for is around about my nipples or just on top. And that's going to be my chest. So let's go for this one. So you might need to work it up a little bit because we want to get it even. And then we're going to check it. So yep, again, that looks pretty flat and sticking to me a little bit because it's nice and hot in the summer here in Australia. And I've dropped it. So I am 104.5. Now for the hip. So the hip one is, we're going to go over the hips. A good way to measure it is we want to go over the largest part of the butt. So we'll go here. Hip's really easy to do. That's a nice easy one. I can check, yeah, it looks nice and flat. And I'm 107.5. Then mid-thigh. So for this one, we want to relax the thigh. What I find is easy is I can just put it up onto a chair or a bench or something. Where I'm going to try and measure the mid-thigh is right in between. So for this one, I kind of hands. I can put one in the hip, one to my knee. That gets me about to mid-thigh between the pinky and the thumb there. So make a little white mark on myself there. And I'll take this end. And again, like these things that you can do with your hands, this is what you want to do to kind of create measurements. So I'm 58.5 there. The next is the gluteal thigh. So that's right up, we're right in our bits. So I'm really feeling it. I won't do this for YouTube, but maybe you can take your pants off. Might be a little bit easier, but right up the top, I'm just relaxing again. So I'm at 69. What a nice number for where it's measuring. All right, the last one is mid-upper arm. So this one might be a little bit tricky. You'll find that you tend to have one side bigger than the other, your dominant side. So you may want to measure your undominant side. For me, that's a little bit weird. I'm a bit ambidextrous, but I'm going to put my arm up to do this to start with. And then I'm aiming for where my bicep's the largest. And remember, we want to try and place this where I'm measuring. So I'm putting the tape underneath, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop my arm because I want to measure just relaxed, and so I'm about 38. So again, this one was the hardest one to measure. The rest I could do by myself. So if you guys have any trouble, try and ask someone to help, even a stranger down the street. Maybe some guy's out mowing his lawn and you're just like, hey mate, like, can you just come and measure me for a little bit, and we'll see how we go. But remember, you want to be consistent. So if you are getting someone else to measure you, make sure you have a system for it to be consistent over time, because that's what we're looking for. Catch you all next time.